Hi there, my name is Dr. Nora Patton and I was absolutely thrilled to be one of the judges again this year for the Real Life Science competition. First of all, can I say that I was absolutely blown away with the quality of entries. Congratulations to every person who took part. The videos were fantastic and I really enjoyed watching them. And I suppose over the years I have realised and I've grown to learn the importance of science communication. So I think competitions like Real Life Science are just so important because they give you guys the opportunity to put all of these skills into action. So congratulations also to Enda and all of the team there who have made this competition happen. It's been wonderful to see it go from strength to strength every year. I hope to see you all at the next awards ceremony, but for now, have a fantastic day. Bye bye.
Hi there, I'm Barry Fitzgerald and I was delighted to be one of the judges for the Real Life Science video competition for schools and youth organisations 2022. I have to say the level of the videos was just incredible. I loved watching them. I found myself singing the songs hours afterwards. I was captivated by the animations and of course I learned lots of science as I watched them. I'd like to congratulate everybody who entered the competition and I encourage you to keep on making videos about science in the future. And of course a massive congratulations to all of the winners. First of all, in the primary school category, congratulations to Dr. Magnifico. What a great video, and that's a doctor I'm sure everybody could learn something from. At secondary level, congratulations to the winning video, Tooth in Eye Surgery. This is a treatment I had never even heard of, and I learned a lot as I watched this video, plus the stop motion was just brilliant. And finally, congratulations to the winner of the Youth Organisations category, Hemo's Tour of the Heart. It was brilliant to get a tour of the heart from a blood cell, and the animations and drawings were just so captivating, so detailed. It was just fantastic. And I'd like to extend an open invitation to anybody who entered the Real Life Science competition. If you want to co-create a video in the future with me, well, just get in contact and you can reach me at my YouTube channel, The Superhero Scientist. So let me know if you want to do something. Just reach out and I'd be delighted to collaborate on something with you in the future. And to end, I'd just like to say congratulations again to all the winners. And of course, congratulations to the Real Life Science team. You've put together a brilliant competition. And here's to more brilliant videos next year.
Human eyes work a lot like cameras. Both require light to work. As light hits the eyes, it's focused by the eye in a similar way to a camera lens. This process allows the image we see to appear clear and sharp rather than blurry. The pupil works like the aperture of a camera. Each determines how much light is let into the eye or the camera.
The lens of the eye factors in the amount of light the pupil lets in and figures out how far away you are from the object you're trying to see. From there, the lens of the eye focuses your image into an accurate view of what you're looking at. Part of this process is controlled by muscles in the lens called the ciliary muscles, which expand and contract to pull on the lens and allow it to focus properly. With a camera lens, the focus can be adjusted manually or automatically.
The retina is the back of the eye and it has many photoreceptors and nerve endings. The retina is like the film in a camera or photosensors in a digital camera. This is where the final image is projected. The photoreceptors convert light into an electrical signal. They then send the signal to the brain and you have vision. The light coming through the lenses, both in cameras and our eyes, is projected upside down. The vision center in our brain turns the image the right way around.
Welcome to our ReelLIFE Science project.
And we're concentrating on the Wood Wide Web.
Trees use the Wood Wide Web to trade resources and tell other trees if they're being attacked so they can put up their defenses.
So we're looking for some mycelium, and the mycelium helps break down dead wood and dead trees. So we're going to look under this log and see if we find any mycelium.
We're using the string to show the mycelium through the Wood Wide Web. These strings are used to trade, share, protect, and attack each other. Did you know the Wood Wide Web is connected by the mycelium through most trees?
No, I actually didn't know that.
Hey Bruce, I need some water. Please give me some.
Okay, sure. Here's some.
Some trees connect through the mycelium and have positive relationships.
Hey, Spruce, I'm being attacked. Help!
Okay, sure, I'll put my defenses up. I'll put some chemical stuff into my bark so the attackers don't eat me. There's a virus coming over.
Help! Here's an antidote.
I hope you enjoyed watching our ReelLIFE Science project.
And learning about the Wood Wide Web.
Hi, I'm Hemo. You can probably tell from my shape that I'm a red blood cell. I'm feeling a little tired and blue because I'm just back from my latest mission. I delivered all my oxygen to some muscle cells who needed to make energy for a big race. I'm gonna be your tour guide today. Red blood cell tours of the heart. Just follow me. We're in the vena cava, the biggest vein in the body. It carries blood back from all over the body, right into the heart. The first stop is the right atrium. We gather here until the right ventricle is ready for us. The walls of this room are made from cardiac muscle, a special type of muscle that works hard all day and night, but never gets tired. It looks like they're ready for us down there. The valves are opening, the atria are starting to squeeze. Here we go. Whee! Now we're in the right ventricle. When it squeezes, it'll send us all shooting out into the lungs. I can't wait. In the lungs, we can exchange all this carbon dioxide waste we gathered in the body and get filled up again with lots of oxygen. I look a bit different when I'm full of oxygen. Just wait and see. Okay, the ventricles are contracting. We're off to the pulmonary artery and onto the lungs. See you in a sec. Hey, over here. I'm in the pulmonary vein, left side of the heart. I'm feeling so much better now, bright and full of oxygen. Now I'm going to take you to the left atrium. It's just like the room we were in before on the right, but here we're all as bright as buttons, charged up with oxygen, and ready for our next mission. Ooh, can't stop. The atria are squeezing again. The valves are open. Off we go! Now we're in the left ventricle. This room is pretty special. It's the powerhouse of the heart. The walls of this room are extra thick and strong and made of, you guessed it, cardiac muscle. We're almost at the end of the tour. When the ventricles contract, this room is strong enough to send me shooting out of the aorta and all the way down to your toes or right up to your eyeballs. I hope I get to go to the brain next. It's always an exciting place to visit. Okay, ventricles are starting to contract. Just time to say goodbye. I hope you enjoyed the tour. See you next time back at the Vena Cava. Bye!
What is fight or flight? By definition, the fight or flight response is triggered by the release of hormones that prepare the body to either stay and deal with a threat or to run to safety. In other words, it's the natural response the body has to danger. When this response is triggered, rapidly occurring reactions begin inside the body to help mobilize the body's resources to deal with threatening circumstances. These reactions begin when a distress signal is sent to the brain, and hormones called glucocorticoids and adrenaline. These reactions within the brain also show in physical symptoms, such as dilated pupils, which allow more light into the eyes for better vision and awareness. Pale or flushed skin. This is due to the fact that the blood flow to the surface areas of the body is reduced, while blood flow to the brain, muscles and legs is increased. Rapid heartbeat and breathing. Respiration rate increases energy and oxygen to fuel a rapid response to danger. Trembling muscles become tense and become primed for action, which causes trembling.
However, as we all know, this response can always be triggered when there's no real danger. Can you please stop? I'm trying to take an exam here.
By definition, test anxiety is a combination of physical symptoms and emotional reactions that interfere with your ability to perform on tests. Test anxiety symptoms vary from person to person. A few common physical symptoms include sweating, shortness of breath, and panic attacks, which is an onset of intense fear or discomfort in which you may feel like you're unable to breathe or having a heart attack. The duration of panic attacks can last for a few minutes or up to a few hours. Test anxiety also shares mutual symptoms with your fight or flight response. Many studies have been conducted and the results draw the conclusion that test anxiety and your fight or flight response may have connections. Overall, this proves that test anxiety and your fight or flight response are one and the same. In total, this wraps up the definition of your fight or flight response.
Glass is a substance that we see every day. It is in our buildings, our cars, in our electronic devices, and practically everywhere around us. Its most important property is clearly, no pun intended, that it is transparent. But do we ever stop to think why this is the case? To explain, we need to answer 3 questions. Our first question is, what is glass? To make glass, silicon dioxide, or sand, is melted in a furnace with soda ash and lime. The molten mixture is then cooled rapidly in a process known as quenching. This results in the molecules arranging themselves randomly in a haphazard formation. This makes glass a special kind of solid, known as an amorphous solid. Our second question is, how do we see? Our eyes work by interpreting visible light reflected off the environment around us, entering our eyes through the pupils and striking the retina at the back of the eye. Our brains then interpret the characteristics of the light to form a picture of our environment. When visible light hits a solid object, some of the visible light can bounce or reflect off the material. The visible light reflecting off the object is what gives it its color and makes it visible. Some of the visible light can either pass through the material or be absorbed by the material. This is what determines if it is transparent or opaque. We cannot see through a solid sheet of iron, as the visible light rays from the environment behind the sheet cannot pass through the solid metal. However, we can see through a pane of glass. as the visible light rays from the environment behind the pane can pass through the glass. Our third question is, how can visible light pass through glass? Whether visible light can pass through a substance depends on the nature of the atoms of which it is made. Each atom consists of a central nucleus containing positive and neutrally charged particles, known respectively as protons and neutrons. Tiny negatively charged particles, known as electrons, orbit the nucleus of an atom. These electrons occupy a number of shells which are at various distances from the nucleus. It is possible for electrons to jump to a higher shell further from the nucleus, but in order to do so, the electron must absorb the exact amount of energy needed for the jump, no more or no less. Light has a dual nature, meaning it is both an electromagnetic wave and a stream of infinitely tiny particles of energy called photons. In glass, the electrons in the silicon need a very large amount of energy to jump to the next shell. The energy of a photon of visible light is insufficient to allow the electron to jump to the next shell, and therefore the photons are not absorbed by the electrons and the light passes through the substance unimpeded. And that is why you can see through glass.
Osteoodontokeratoprosthesis, or tooth and eye surgery, is a procedure used to replace damaged corneas, usually under the circumstances of patients suffering from Stevens-Johnson syndrome or victims of chemical burns. The reason a tooth is used in this surgery is because when it's implanted into the patient's eye, it's recognized as a part of their own body by their immune system, and therefore their immune system will not attack and reject it. The first phase of the procedure starts by removing one of the patient's own teeth, usually their molar, along with some of their jawbone to be shaped into a block. A hole is drilled through the root of the tooth to make space for the optic cylinder to be inserted. This is what will aid the brain in processing images, as it allows them to reach the retina. Next, the tooth is implanted below the eye opposite to the one with corneal damage in a pocket of skin. A piece of the patient's inner cheek is cut off and stitched over the damaged eye, which temporarily obscures their vision. Both things are left to grow tissue and develop circulation over the course of a few months. In the second phase of tooth and eye surgery, the tooth is taken out of the pocket of skin and excess tissue is discarded. The cheek skin is peeled off and the entire front of the damaged eye is removed to be replaced by the cheek skin. After the removal of the old cornea, the tooth and lens are implanted into the eye. The cheek skin is stitched over once again with a small hole for the lens, and the surgery is complete. As a result, the patient will have significantly better vision.
By an endocrine system of phleogeny.
Developing bodies, reproduction, puberty, acne, and facial hair. Ugh.
No biggie borha. Tá I bhád níos mó I gceis an gcóras ná ovaries agus testes. But náimid na fága eile sa cuerp inis.
The endocrine system consists of glands that secrete chemical messages called hormones throughout our bodies.
Pineal gland. When you're feeling sleepy, that's the pineal gland, as it produces and regulates melatonin. Bright lights at night, like your phone, inhibits melatonin, making it more difficult for you to sleep. Whereas in a dark room, you produce more melatonin.
Pituitary gland.
Oh, hey there. I'm the pituitary gland. I'm also known as the master gland. I may be small, but I'm in control of big things when it comes to your body. For example, your growth.
Hypothalamus.
The function of the hypothalamus is to maintain the body's internal balance. If it receives a signal that your body is cold, you will shiver.
If you are hot, your body will sweat.
Thyroid.
And parathyroid.
Our thyroid regulates how our body uses energy from the food we eat,
while our parathyroid helps maintain the right balance of calcium.
Thymus.
The thymus makes and trains special white blood cells called T cells
to help our immune system fight disease and infection.
Adrenal glands.
One function of the adrenal gland is to control how our body responds to stress. Our ancestors relied on these to survive.
Pancreas. Our pancreas secretes insulin,
which moves glycogen,
our energy around the body.
Hi, I'm Sophie. I have type 1 diabetes. This means that my pancreas doesn't produce insulin as it should.
But then, how does your body move glucose wherever it is?
Because I wear a pump that gives me insulin to have energy to have fun.
Okay, class, let's recap.
Hey, a dog! A tree!
A cat!
Today we're learning about the endocrine. These interesting facts will blow your mind.
People not located in the brain that produces melatonin, which is not egg. It produces again is a master plan. It produces many hormones, it rules the land.
The thymus is located in your lungs. It's only active when puberty goes.
The adrenal glands control the fight or flight. They help protect and ensure that you're alright.
The hypothalamus helps you sleep and tells you when to drink or eat.
The pancreas have got a big role to play, creating insulin for every day.
We for parathyroid and thyroid do. The parathyroid regulates calcium for you.
Meanwhile, the thyroids get very busy adjusting all of our levels of energy.
Ovaries for the girls and testes for the boys. Our developing bodies owe their joys.
And that, class, is a wrap. Do you know we've developed 2 sets of teeth in our lives? Really? 2? Yeah, we have baby teeth and adult teeth. We grow 20 baby teeth and 32 adult teeth. We need teeth for biting and chewing,
Smiling and talking to our friends.
The part of the tooth that you can see is the enamel. The enamel is very strong, but it can't repair itself. Now we're going to do a tooth decay experiment with eggshells. We need the 2 eggs. We need 2 cups. Color. Toothpaste. Welcome to our lab. We have everything ready. Here's an egg that's covered in toothpaste. And here's an egg without toothpaste. Now I'm going to put it into the Coke. And I'm going to put mine into the cola. Come back in 3 days to see what happens. Let's get the eggs out of the cola. Let's do the one with the toothpaste first. As you can see, the toothpaste has protected the eggshell. Now we're going to do the one without toothpaste. The egg without the toothpaste has been stained. The enamel is similar to eggshells. They're both made up of calcium. The acid in the cola is away the eggshells, just like our teeth. The cola has gotten to the tiny cracks of the eggshell and has stayed in brown. We should brush this egg and see what happens. Even after brushing this egg, it's still more darker. If you brush your teeth, you'll get rid of the acid before they look like this eggshell. That's why we have to care for our teeth. This song is going to show you how to brush your teeth.
Brush your teeth, brush your teeth, give them all a treat. Brush up and down and all around to keep them clean and neat. In the morning and at night, clean them twice a day. Brush up and down and all around, keep feelings well away.
Thanks for watching!
You know, I don't think I'll ever grow tired of it. The excitement that lights up the kids' faces. The joy that I bring the teachers. When I drop into a school for a surprise lesson on Einstein. Schools can be such quiet places from the outside, you'd almost even think they're abandoned. But when Dr. Magnifico makes his entrance, they know they're in for a day they'll never forget. I always start with Einstein's twin experiment. One twin stays on the Earth, while the lucky twin, let's just say she gets to enjoy a once-in-a-lifetime round trip to the star Alpha Centauri. And at 99% the speed of light, what a buzz. Einstein theorized that time would pass at different speeds for the twins. This one always gets a reaction. The speed of light was kind of a big thing with Einstein. So I used my advanced technology to show this. Einstein said that the closer objects, well, in this case, school kids, get to the speed of light, the more their mass increases for the person watching them. What an unforgettable experience for the kids. For the next experiment, a pupil gives me their lunch. I put it into my mass to energy converter to demonstrate Einstein's famous formula, E equals mc squared. All mass, even a cheese sandwich, contains a huge amount of energy. I always like to leave on a high note.